Oh my gosh, this is like so weird. Why am I doing this? Why am I putting myself through all of this? Oh my god. Okay. Well, hello, my dears. This is my first ever live stream. I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm so nervous. So please forgive me. Okay. Hi, guys. Oh my god, I could actually see comments. What is this universe? I could actually see comments on the screen. Hi, everybody. Oh my god. You came as soon as you heard Boo Boo. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Oh my god. I am so nervous. There are so many comments on the screen. I am feeling so loved. And this is at a really weird angle. Please forgive me. Oh my gosh. What is going on? There are so many highs and hellos. Hi, all of you guys. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys for coming to my first ever live stream. I am so hyped. I wanted to do this for so long because you guys have been asking me for it. And we just hit 71,000 subscribers, which is freaking ridiculous. I am so excited. I know you can't see it, but I'm shaking a little bit. Honestly, my hands are a little shaky. I'm actually really nervous. This is so weird. Oh, I love you so much too. Oh my gosh. There are so many, like if you guys can see it, there's like a whole bunch of comments just coming all at once. Thank you so much for the congratulations, guys. Dino, I'm shook too. I'm shook that we got this many. I noticed you. I see you guys saying, please notice me. I'm seeing all the comments. There's just so much going on. Oh my gosh. So, I wanted to be able to have a little conversation with you guys, maybe answer some questions. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. I saw that. I wanted to have a little conversation with you guys, maybe answer some questions or something. I originally wanted to be painting on camera, but girl, I've never done this before. So I was afraid to be like painting or something and then the camera not catch a damn thing. So I'm hoping that maybe the next time I do one of these, I have a better idea of how this all works and I could do something real fun for you. Well, hold on, I gotta go back. Can I see comments on like the computer, because someone just asked me a question and I hope that I can actually go and see what I was just asked. Someone asked me, do I like fairy tale? I've actually never read or watched fairy tale, but a few of my readers have actually given me gifts for fairy tale, so I like the merchandise. I've never actually read the story. Oh my gosh, what is my favorite anime? Okay. My favorite anime is actually the 1990s anime Berserk. That's my favorite. That is literally my bae. That's my favorite anime of all freaking time. It'll make you cry. It'll make you scream. Yurio is, yes, he is my cinnamon. He's my son. He's my husband. Try to figure out that family tree because I can't. But he's my son and my husband. I love him. Yurio, hashtag bae. He is my favorite. But yeah, favorite anime, Berserk. That is, you guys need to watch that. No, not the new version, but I'm talking about the 1990s one. Because that shit is lit. That, like, if you like action, it has action. If you want, in my opinion, BL on the DL, that's what you gotta watch. You gotta watch that. You'll understand. What project am I working on right now? I'm still working on Sacred. Sacred is ongoing, but I actually have like 11 different stories going on behind the scenes at the same time. Yeah, there's a lot. I have a horror story that's coming up soon. It's going to be about 4 volumes long, but that one I'm working on really, really slowly. I love you too! Oh my goodness, there's so much love that's going on my screen. I wish you could see all of these. Who is your favorite? Darn it, why are these questions going on so fast? Is there a way that I could like go back and read some of these questions? What kind of genre do you enjoy writing the most? Oh my gosh, the favorite genre I enjoy writing the most, honestly, is anything that allows me to get into the character's psyche. That goes for humor and for horror. I think that the more you understand about the human mind, the better your story can be. And I feel like anytime that I get to dive into psychology in a story, that's what I enjoy. And I get that a lot in anything that has to do with horror and stuff, you know? Oh no, very bad connection. I'm sorry, the connection dropped for just like a second. I apologize about that. Are you planning to ship your books to other bookstores outside the USA? That's a really good question. It actually takes a lot of effort. Can you guys see me? I hope you can, because it says that I have a really bad connection. I hope that's not true. Okay, connection's back. I'm so sorry about that. Let's see. Someone asked me, are you planning to ship your books to other bookstores outside the USA? And I am working on that right now. I'm only working with a few smaller bookstores overseas and libraries overseas. It actually takes a lot of work to get your books into stores in general, and I was able to get them into a lot of stores, including Barnes and Nobles here in America. But overseas, there's a lot of red tape, but I am working on it. So God willing, in the near future, we'll be able to ship to stores overseas. But we are shipping to, people, my babies overseas. So I can ship it to your house. We can all ship it to your house. And bookstores from over here can ship it to you. But the bookstores overseas, we are trying our very best. And thank you so much. I'm seeing comments saying, I love your channel. Oh my God, let's see. I saw some really good questions. Another person said sacred deserves more attention. Thank you so much. I hope that I can entertain more and more people with my series, as the time goes by. But as it is right now, I'm having a lot of fun with all my readers and people who come to see me at the conventions and stuff. And they come cosplaying as my babies. Like, that in itself is like so much freaking fun. Will you make an emotional sibling story? I'm an only child, so no. But I can share stories about my cousins who are like my siblings. Like, we all grew up together making like wreaking havoc in the house. So I have those stories, but I am an only child, so I don't have emotional sibling stories. Maybe that in itself is an emotional sibling story. Mama, Papa, why didn't you make no more people? They only made one person, me. But maybe that's all they could really handle, to be honest with you. Where do you find your inspiration? Because I am struggling. Boo boo. That is such a good question. Inspiration for me literally comes from everywhere and any person I've ever met in my whole life, to be completely honest with you. Like, I don't have just one place that I get inspiration from. I get inspiration from documentaries, learning about other cultures, mythology, people that I meet, my own OCs, my babies. Like, honestly, my own characters are like, they're like my muse. My main character, Cesaro, he is absolutely my muse. He's not perfection, but he's like my perfection. Like, just drawing him inspires new chapters. And I think the more you understand your characters and your own personal aesthetic, you'll start looking at everything around you really, really differently. And inspiration will come from anything and everything, girl. Like, the whole world is inspiration. And the more people you meet, the more inspiration you'll get. That's honestly how I feel. Can you do a boy's hair tutorial? Yes, boo-boo. I will do a boy's hair tutorial in the near future. Let's see. What else? Do you play video games? I am literally still stuck on BioShock. I love RPGs. I barely have time now because of what I do for a living. In case some of you are new here, I make manga for a living. I'm an author, and girl, that takes up your whole day. I will stop working when people start coming home from school and from work because mama needs some family time. But this really is like this really is like a 24/7 job, so I don't have as much time to play games as I wish I did. Girl, I love playing me some games. Final Fantasy, Resident Evil, those were like my jams, but I'm hoping that I'll have more time to play games in the future. What's your favorite K-pop band? BTS is bae. BTS, that is my life. What? J-Hope? J-Hope reminds me of myself, to be honest. That's why I love J-Hope. He's adorable. He's crazy. Plays pranks on everybody. He's just nutty cuckoo. That's why I love me some J-Hope. But Rap Monster, don't sleep on Rap Monster, because my connection is just not being my best friend today. Let's see what else. What's on my shelf? I have a whole bunch of stuff on my shelf. I have books about fairy tales from around the world, mythology, books on vampires, anatomy books with skeletons, like real human bones and stuff, because I need like good reference for that. I have a lot of books on like architecture from like India. So if you read my series, you'll see a lot of architecture from like the Middle East and stuff. Girl. And like colonial type of stuff. That's the kind of architecture that really inspires me. So got a lot of those. I have books on some of my favorite painters like Klimt, and photographers and sculptors like Hans Belmer. Cause girl, I need my favorite artists on my shelf. Let's see. Do you like Dragon Ball? I grew up with Dragon Ball, girl. What? As an artist, who inspires you as a whole? It's really weird because a lot of people think that I'm going to have a huge list of like artists that inspire me, but it's really weird because I'm not really inspired by other artists. Not to say that I don't look at other people's art and like get so moved by it, but I don't think any one artist is what inspired me. I love classical paintings, like the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City, girl. That is like my second house. Like hashtag I want to live there. That's my freaking favorite place. It's so amazing. Like you go there and you will be inspired. It's amazing. But yeah, Klimt, Vermeer, Hans Belmer, Takaya Miyu, like, oh my god, I have a lot. Shinichi Sakamoto, oh my god, I have, what? I have so many favorites. I have to make a video on this, because I have a lot of mangaka that I really, really admire. Oh my god, this is too many to list, girl. Moving on, next question. Oh my goodness, there's just so many questions. I don't know. Oh my goodness. And about Yurio, your husbands are your sons too? Good, I'm not alone, girl, because I felt a little crazy. And this person says, so Carla Mena asks, I'm on my way to finally doing my first manga after years of drawing practice. What advice would you give to someone doing this for the first time? Pace yourself. Do not think you're going to get a whole page done in one day, girl, because you are not. It's going to take so much time and patience and practice to actually get to the point where you can finish a whole page in one day. Do not feel bad if it takes like a whole hour to just sketch out a page. Plan out every page as best as you can before you actually draw it, before you actually ink it, girl, because oh my god, you will mess up. You will get frustrated and you will kick yourself in the behind if you realize halfway through the page that you could have done something a little better. So pace yourself and don't forget to just live your life and don't make your entire day and your entire life just drawing manga pages because you will get burnt out, you will get overwhelmed, and you will not want to finish your book. So balance and patience. Very, very important in this industry because without that stuff, girl, you are not going to want to do this. It has to be fun. You have to pace yourself. Because otherwise... What? Leah Montez said, OMF... Wait, I'm sorry. They said, OMG, if you like Berserk, read Innocent. Innocent is one of my favorite manga of all time, Leah. Leah, you and me, girl, like this, looking at each other. That is one of my favorite manga of all freaking time. What? Again, I need to make a video on this because I have so many freaking favorite manga. How long did it take you to come up with Sacred? You really want to know? Oh my goodness. Put it this way. It's been 10 plus years that I've been writing Sacred and I'm still writing it. Why? It is an epic story. I'm only up to volume 5. I'm working on volume 5 now. And I am always developing as a writer and as a storyteller and as just an illustrator in general. So Sacred is still growing. Sacred is still a child. It's like, it's a very mature child, but it's still developing. And it's really fun seeing where the story is going and all the crap I have in store for all y'all. But I pretty much know everything that's going to happen in Sacred, but it's the fine details, you know, the conversations between characters. That's where my abilities are really developing and growing more. So Sacred is still growing and I'm still learning who my characters are in some weird way, right? Like I've known them for so many years and I'm still learning who they are. It's such a fun relationship between me and my babies, my OCs, my boos. So Sacred is still growing. It's still developing. What's your favorite mangaka? Or rather, who's your favorite mangaka? Oh my goodness. If you've never read Innocent, read Innocent. It is by one of my favorite mangaka, Shinichi. Oh my gosh. Who else? I have a lot. But more than favorite mangaka, I have favorite mangas. And a lot of my favorite mangaka just happen to specialize in yaoi. I'm sorry. Their art is so beautiful, and some of them write some of the best freaking stories. Like, oh my god, Asumiko Nakamura, she made Dokusei and she made Jei no Subete. Jei no Subete is a manga about a transgender woman who is growing up in the 1960s in America who looks up to Marilyn Monroe. Girl, don't sleep on that manga. Jei no Subete. You need to look it. Asumiko Nakamura is like, she is one of the most skilled storytellers of our time. More people need to hop on her. Well, you know what I mean. Like, hop on her stories. I don't mean to hop on her. Nobody hop on her. She's fragile. She's precious. Protect her. What else? Oh my god. Do you sell your manga in Spain? Girl, I sell it worldwide. If you want it on sacredthemanga.com, we will ship it to you, boo-boo. I will sign it in gold. I will send it to you with love. I will send it with a handwritten letter. I ship it worldwide. So, how did you come up with your pervy humor? Girl, I've been a pervert my whole life. That's just how it is. I don't even know how to explain it. I get into character when I write my stories, and some of my characters are just total perverts, and when I get into character, I'm actually acting them out. I'm moving like them. I'm saying what they would say, and the perviness just comes out. If you read my story, you know that Skylar is just, he gives no fucks. He just doesn't care. Like, he doesn't know what personal space is, and even if he did, he'll play it off like he didn't, and he will mess with you. So when I get into character, and I'm playing Skylar around my house when no one's home and I'm acting him out, yeah, a lot of weird stuff comes out of my mouth, and I write it all down and I save it for later chapters. What's your favorite body part? Oh, I'm sorry. What's your favorite body type, girl, to draw? My favorite body type to draw? Well, if you haven't seen pictures of myself wearing dresses on Instagram, you don't know that I have a very hourglass figure. So I have like a size 6 waist and a size 12 butt because I am Hispanic. So I have that kind of a figure. So I have a lot of fun drawing people with figures that are different than my own. So I love drawing really petite people because I like drawing bones. Like, I love drawing really petite people. All body types are super fun. I love drawing muscular bodies too. I just have a lot of fun with anything that challenges me. And I remember drawing a lot of like really full figure women when I was in like, you know, those nude model classes, girl. Super fun, super good for your drawing skills. But they never gave us like really skinny people. So I love drawing really skinny people just because the bone, they look so fragile. Want to bite? No. But seriously, if you read my story, Sacred, my main character is really, really petite. And he's petite because I love drawing bony anything. I love drawing bones. I love drawing muscles. So he's just a lot of fun to draw because he looks so freaking fragile. Maybe there's something wrong with me. I don't know. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Do you have time when you don't want to draw? It passed me a lot of times. I think they're asking if I ever have time like beyond just drawing. It takes a lot of practice, you know, to balance out your time between drawing and family and everything. But it's super important to do. Otherwise, you'll be really miserable. So the moment my baby niece comes over, I'm like, work? What's work? And I just throw everything to the side just to play with her for like hours. And then I have a chihuahua and he needs love and attention. So yeah. And then I have all my family, my fiance and everybody. So I gotta make time for the family. So I do make sure that I have lots of time to do other things besides draw. But the honest truth is drawing is my passion. It's my hobby and what I do for a living. So when I go too long without drawing, I get really anxious because that's what I love to do. Let's see. Can you do more story times with Senpai? Blacklight Hurricane. Yes, I actually love doing the story times because, girl, I have so many weird stories, and I've been debating what stories to tell next because I have so many that I want to share with you guys, and I want to do some more videos on crazy shit that happens to me at conventions because I have encountered some crazy situations. Can't wait to share those with you. Do you draw digitally? Yeah, I actually I actually do a lot of digital work, but not for myself. I do it for clients who hire me to like edit their publications and such. And fun fact, I'm ambidextrous, which means I could draw and write with both hands. And my right hand is the traditional artist and my left hand is the one that does digital work. So for the people who commented in my last video that I was working with the mouse with my left hand, that's why, because I'm a digital artist with my left hand. So yeah, I do digital work. It's just not my favorite. I like the smell of paint. I like being able to hear my brush on my canvas. I like the smell of my markers and being able to hold my artwork in my hands. And I hate when the computer freezes. So digital medium is not my favorite. I also, it gets me frustrated when I can just do a few little clicks and a whole pattern appears on my digital work. I like the struggle, if you will, the challenge of doing a lot of things by hand. I like to mix my own paints, you know what I mean? So I think everyone's different, and for me, traditional art just feeds, you know, that part of me, you know, that needs the challenge. And I love walking into my room and I can smell the oil paint, girl. Oh my god, that smells so good, being able to smell oil paint in your room and the wood and the everything that I work with. I love being able to smell that in my room. Digital art doesn't smell like anything. So I'm missing something, you know what I mean? Oh my goodness. Have I ever tried animating? I have, and I did it in high school and it was fun, but I worked 2 weeks on a video that was 3 seconds long. It came out really good, but, well, in my opinion, you know, for a first try, it was pretty good. But, never again. No, I'm playing. One day I want to do it. It's just really time consuming. And with what I do for a living, I don't have time for animations. But I will hire somebody to do it for me. Which sacred character do you represent the most? Oh, girl. Honestly, my two main characters, Shiko and Cesaro, I think represent different sides of who I am. And I can't go any deeper than that, honestly. I think that when you read the first few volumes of my series, you kind of understand how close they are. And, you know, they might feel a little outcasted sometimes, or they feel different. And, Cesaro in volume 1, he was called, there's a derogatory term for homosexual people. And I've been called that a lot, you know, growing up. So I think that the two of them combined represent who I am. And they're both artists, both musically and visually, they're artists. So they definitely both represent me. And it's really, really fun to meet other people in the LGBTQ community who look at Cesaro and say, I don't know if he's gay. I don't know anything about him because you haven't revealed anything about him. But he's very effeminate, and and I really see myself in him. I get this a lot from members of the LGBTQ community. So I really love that a lot of people see themselves in my characters. It makes me feel really happy. And Ivy Panda asked, art meetup? I've actually really wanted to do an art meetup for a long time because a lot of you guys ask, and I actually want to do that in the future. I don't want to give away too much, but I do want to have a really special event in the coming months where I can meet up with a bunch of you guys and we could chat and we could draw together and celebrate all the goodness. Oh yeah. So I'll definitely keep you guys updated on that here on YouTube and on social media. Let's see. Anything? Any other? Let's see some of the more recent questions. This one says, have you ever had people ask you to read a transcript of your manga, but some don't come back to you about it? What do you do about that? I've actually never asked anybody to review my scripts or anything. I'm very private about my scripts And about my transcripts, my fiance acts as my editor, and I have people who, that I trust very much to go over my stuff. I never ask strangers. Not to say that you shouldn't ask strangers. I've just never personally done that. I usually read everything to my fiance, and if I make him cry, then I know I did a good job. Literally, that's happened a few times. I remember reading some of my scripts to him, and him actually sobbing and saying, I knew they went through a lot, but I didn't know they struggled so much. Read that whole part again. And I had to reread it for him so that he can re-experience the drama. So I feel like it's kind of tough, I know, for a lot of people because they want their feedback. I know a lot of people ask me every day to read their stuff. And again, because of what I do for a living, it's so hard and close to impossible to be able to go over anyone's scripts. It makes me sad that I don't have the time to do it. But in order to really give a good critique, I would need to give somebody at least a half hour of my time. And it's so hard to be able to do that when you get like 50 people messaging you asking to go through their stuff. It's so sad, but a lot of people just don't have the time. They either have children or they go to work or whatever they're doing. It's just really, really hard, to be able to balance out going through other people's stuff and give them like actual useful feedback. It's so tough, but don't let that hurt your feelings if someone doesn't get back to you, because that happens to everybody, girl. So don't even worry about it. Just try your best to go over your writing and just reread it and give yourself a break and come back to it a week later with some fresh eyes. And ask a friend, ask someone you really, really trust, and trust them to be honest with you to go over your writing. I know you want feedback from someone who isn't biased, but try to tell those that you trust, tell them, I won't get my feelings hurt if you're honest with me. Like, just, read my stuff if you have time and give me some feedback. But understand that a lot of people struggle to find the time. So don't feel bad if they don't get back to you. Do I love Sailor Moon? Funny enough, my fiance is the one who's obsessed with Sailor Moon, and I'm the Dragon Ball Z fan. So, yeah. Gender boundaries broken since we were children, apparently. He often says that I'm the husband and he's the wife, and part of it has to do with our taste in anime and stuff, so it's a lot of fun. Let's see, what other question can I answer? This has so many helpful tips. Please don't delete the stream after you're done. Oh my god, thank you. I hope it doesn't delete. I hope that I'll be able to save this and it won't delete. I'm hoping that it'll stay up. It's supposed to be able to save, so God willing, it stays up. Oh god, now I'm nervous. If you're not if you're not good at using quills and ink, do you recommend inking pens or even digital art to create your manga? Definitely. I recommend using whatever works for you. I'm really big on using the traditional mediums and all the traditional materials that come from Japan, that come from the tradition of making manga since the old days. And being that screen tone and quill pens and all that good stuff is still really, really popular in Japan. I want to say at least 75 to 80% of mangaka that I know still use it. Even the big names still use it, and it's really common, especially because they have a whole room of assistants. So it's kind of like an assembly line. One person does a little something, they pass it on to the next person, and the next person adds screen tone and so on. So it's actually really, really common for them to still use pen and ink and screen tone. But that doesn't mean that's your only option. I'm just one of those who really wants to help keep all the traditions alive so that you young people, don't forget the traditional ways of making manga. I really want to keep this alive and really keep this medium and these traditions alive, even in Western countries where people don't usually use screen tone as much. But I really want to bring it into this country, and into America, because in East Asia, it's still really, really popular. So you use whatever works for you, but definitely if you use India ink, your work is going to stay black for decades. Also, when you erase over India ink, it doesn't fade like microns fade when you erase over them. I'm going to talk more about that in depth in a video really, really soon. But definitely use what works for you, but don't what do you call it? Don't deprive yourself of the experience of learning how to use quill pens, because I assure you that once you get the hang of them, you're not gonna want to use anything else, girl. Like, it's gonna be your favorite. It's gonna be your boo. It's gonna be your bae. It's gonna be your favorite. I assure you. I don't know anybody who's ever learned to use quills and not say that it spoiled them for life, and every other pen is like crap to them now. Do you publish your book with a publisher or by yourself? If with a publisher, who is it? I'm actually self-published because I am my own publisher. I'm the co-founder of JU Comics. We offer editing and publishing services and design services to other publishers, and we also edit publications and design publications for companies who want to create books. And we also have mentorship programs and stuff like that for people in college and high school who want to go into this industry. So I work as my own, excuse me, been talking for a while, didn't drink any water, so excuse me. So yeah, so we have a lot going on at JU Comics, and we also distribute to stores like all over the place. So I act as my own publisher, but I am technically self-published because it is my own company and no one is allowed to touch my pages. I do everything myself. I edit the covers, I edit the dialogue, I edit the pages. It's all myself. So when you buy my manga, you're holding my baby. I birthed it out my body. That is my baby in your hands, you know? So I am self-published in that sense, but it is under my publishing company's name, JU Comics. And if you're wondering what JU stands for, it stands for Jimenez and Yuloa, which is my fiance's last name. And Ju means 10 in Japanese, which is spelled J-U-U. So it was meant to be, girl. JU Comics, that's our company. Let's see. How much did you draw a day when you were 13? What? I barely saw the outdoors at 13 years old. I'm not even playing, girl. Let's see. Where was I? Yeah, I was in the 8th grade, I think, at 13, or in the 9th grade. I can't remember it. Yeah, around that time. And I kid you not, I spent like freaking 3 to 4 hours a day drawing the same face over and over again because I wanted to get it right. I used to draw and practice so much, not because I hated my art, but because I loved drawing so much that I wanted to master everything I wasn't good at so that I can draw all these cool ideas that I had in my head. So I drew way too much and maybe not even enough. Let's see. You look great with short hair. Thank you, boo-boo. Mark, thank you. How come you wear it short? Will you keep it short? And how about cutting it even shorter? How about a buzz cut? Well, if I ever got a buzz cut, my fiance will kill me. My family will destroy me. Actually, underneath all this, it is buzzed. It is beginning to grow back, but all of that is buzzed. I love short hair. I've wanted really short hair since I was like, I want to say like 9 or 10 years old. I had an alter ego, which I'll talk more about because it goes into a whole identity type of thing. But my alter ego had short hair, and now that I'm grown, I cut my hair, even though like no one in my family thought I should do it. They're like, you're gonna have an afro. No, I cut it. Cause I have really curly hair in reality, but I flat iron, I take care of it, whatever, so it doesn't like fuzz up or nothing. But I love having short hair. I don't know if I'd buzz it because the mushroom has been my dream cut for so long, and yeah, I love my mushroom. Hashtag mushroom love. It says, OMG Mama is live. Tell us about your life. Tell us about your stuff. Teach me, oh great one. Oh my God. Oh my God. I need water, girl. I've been talking for so long. Excuse me, water break. Delicious. That was fabulous. Oh my gosh, water is bae. Anywho, so there's a lot going on in my life all at once. Oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start, to be honest. Got a baby niece. So much going on with Volume 4, shipping out orders to everybody, planning conventions, planning author events for you guys. My cousin's getting married next weekend and I'm a bridesmaid girl. So if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen me in my bridesmaid dress and I felt so fancy. But there is a lot going on all at once, and both happy things and really, really sad things. Like, and I don't want to bring anybody down, so I don't know if I should even bring it up. But I do talk about this a little bit on social media. My grandmother did pass away a couple of months ago, but I know my grandma's always watching me, so I don't, I miss her very much, but I know that she's still with me. We just celebrated her birthday a couple days ago, and so I know that she's really excited about all the things that's going on. And even though if physically she's not going to be at my cousin's wedding, I know she'll be at that wedding because she would never miss it. And you better be at my wedding too, Grandma. Just saying. So, but I miss her so much. But even still, I know that she's like super proud of me, and I dedicate, this volume to her for sure. Volume 4, that's totally for my grandma. And but a lot of happy things are going on. Also, like I mentioned, I have a little baby niece. She's 2 years old. Have super amounts of fun with her. And just a lot of other things that I can't talk about right now because they're all surprises. But I will reveal more fun stuff in the future. When did you start getting into anime? Robin Bray asks me. So, Robin, I have been watching anime actually my whole life, but when I was really little, I didn't realize that what I was watching was anime. I just knew that the animation looked different, but it wasn't until I was around 10 or 11 years old that I was absent from school one day and I caught an episode of Dragon Ball Z on TV. And what? It was the episode where Goku is holding Raditz and like Piccolo like shoots him through the chest and Raditz dies and Goku dies, and I was like, what? Characters die? What? Cartoon characters die? And then Goku went to the afterlife, and I was like, he went to heaven? And there were like devils in the afterlife, and I was like, they draw devils in cartoons? I grew up with like Looney Tunes and like Nickelodeon cartoons where nobody grows up, nobody changes their clothing. So Dragon Ball Z changed the game for me, and in my dad's words, Dragon Ball Z is like a soap opera for kids. So that completely changed the game for me. And Akira Toriyama, the maker of Dragon Ball Z, he completely changed just my life in general. And then Krillin, the voice actor for Krillin, in my opinion, made Krillin my first official husband. I love Krillin. Krillin will forever be my husband. And I actually got to meet Krillin's voice actor in real life. And can you believe that Krillin's voice actor, Sonny Strait, reads my series? Girl, he reads it. He's up to date on it and everything. And I love you, Sonny. I don't think you'll watch this, but if you happen to, mwah, boy, I love you. You will forever be one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. And thank you so much for supporting my series. And Macy George said, this advice is so comforting. I am so glad, Boo Boo, that you are enjoying this video. Like, you have no idea. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I'm the girl that said we had the same last name. I have the same last name as my senpai. My senpai is my sis. Plot twist, Boo Boo. You do know that if we do have the same last name, if we went down our like family tree, we would be family. Really distant family, but we'd be family. So, last names. Do you live in Tokyo? I do not live in Tokyo, but I would love to have a vacation house in Tokyo one day. Oh my goodness. How much time does it take you to draw a manga page? It really depends on the type of a page. I have some pages where it's just simple. I have a back, okay, connection is back. I have some pages that are a lot simpler, and there's like some simple dialogue, some humor going on. There are lots of chibis in the panels, and oh my goodness, those will take me, I want to say, about an hour or two to draw and an hour or two to ink. And then, girl, I have pages that I will work on for freaking 5 hours a day for a week straight. A week straight! Some pages are really, really intricate, and if you're reading volume 4, you may have bumped into a few pages that are super, super detailed. And a few of those took me hours to produce. So that's why I tell you guys, please be patient with yourselves when you work on pages. Don't feel like you're taking too long on a page. When you are working on a page, take your time. Do not rush it. Don't try to meet these crazy self-made deadlines. Just work on your page until you are satisfied with it, and don't stop until you're satisfied with it. And if you have to redraw it, because I've done that a bunch of times. I have a whole drawer behind me filled with failure pages because mama refused to just say, okay, I'm gonna settle for this page. No, I will keep drawing it and redrawing it until I'm satisfied with it. That's why I say plan out your pages and take your time. Don't rush anything, because you don't need to. Who are you trying to impress? Who are you trying to impress? Nobody. And let's see. Who else can I... How much did you draw me with? 13? Okay. You're so pretty. You're so sweet. Thank you so much for thinking so. But seriously, thank you so much. You're oh my God, you're so sweet. I never even imagined people would compliment me. Like, that's like the weirdest thing. I mean, people like compliment my looks. That's new territory for me. Like, all this craziness. Let's see. Do you think your manga will become an anime? Would you be happy about it? What? I would freaking flip out. I'd cry. I think I'd scream so hard my hair will grow long. I'll grow a beard from like, it's a beard which is grow from the excitement and the pressure. Like, oh my God, I'd be freaking thrilled if I ever had that opportunity. I've had one studio ask me a while ago, and I was like, I need more volumes to be out before I give a studio permission to animate my series. I will also need a lawyer just in case, if it's like an overseas type of thing, or even just a studio here, because I want to be a part of the experience, and I want to be a part of the auditions when they start looking for voice actors. I want to be able to, be a part of the process. I want to be able to make sure that if it gets animated, God willing it will, that it's true to my vision. I already know the kind of music, because a lot of you don't really know, I sing and I compose music as well. So I actually have I want to say a whole album's worth of music that I've composed for the future. If God willing, I'm given the opportunity to be a part of, making the anime, because I really want it to really fit my vision and make sure that it's not censored or important things are cut out. And I wouldn't allow anyone to even touch it as an animation until my manga is at least halfway done and published. It's going to be about 20 volumes long, so until I'm up to volume 10 or 16, I don't want anyone touching it. You know what I mean? I want to make sure that we don't end up doing like a Naruto, where the manga and the anime are caught up, so they start creating hundreds of episodes of filler. I don't want to make filler episodes. I want to make sure that when it's made, it's not... it needs to be the best it can be. This is my series, so this is my baby. It needs to be exactly what I envisioned. Have you watched Mob 100? You have his hair. Yeah, I haven't watched it. My fiance watched it. He loves it. And I actually posted a picture on Instagram and on my social media where it's my face looking like this and Mob Psycho next to me. And I write, I see no difference. Because seriously, girl, I have his hair. He has my hair. We are twinsies. It is freaking hilarious. Oh my God. Let's see. What skills do you think are vital to making manga? Like level of art, things you can draw, other levels of skills like story writing, etc. How do I read your name? Please forgive me. Inu One for all. This was your question. I think super important skills to have as a mangaka more than anything is storytelling. Storytelling is literally what it means to be a mangaka. I've read some manga, I don't want to name them because I feel kind of bad for them, that the illustrations are fabulous, but the story is so bullshit that I don't want to give up my time of day. I don't want to buy the next volume. The story is so terrible, absolutely awful. Meanwhile, I've read countless manga by mangaka whose artwork may not be the most intricate or the most fancy or the most accurate, but the story touches my heart, makes me cry, makes me hysterical. So that's the kind of story I'm going to get emotionally invested in. So I'm going to make sure to keep reading that. And if you guys don't know too much about One Punch Man looked really, really amateurish, if you want to call it that, when it first came out. But it got picked up as an anime. And of course, the artwork looks nothing like the original manga. But it got picked up because the story was so funny and so good. But if you want to make sure that your work is the best it can possibly be, I really highly recommend that you draw from life. If you need reference for a tree, find photographs of a real tree. Need reference for a building, find a real building. Need reference for hands or a pose, find reference in real life. And that will make your artwork look 100 times better. You'll feel more confident showing people your artwork. But really, the most important skill you can have as a mangaka is storytelling skills. You want to know perspective, you want to know anatomy, and really practice paneling, because you want to be able to communicate the emotions and the moods of the panels as much as you can. You want to be able to communicate the emotions and mood of the scene properly through panels. So really practice that. Look at what works in other people's manga, and I'm not saying copy the panels, I'm not saying copy what other people do, but really look at the composition, and you're going to see similarities in a few mangaka, like how they use black, how they use shading to really emphasize like the mood and stuff. Like those are really important skills. So I hope you guys can pick up some of what I said and use it to your advantage, and it'll help you. How did you learn to draw? I've been drawing since I was, according to my mom, 18 months old. I have been obsessed with drawing since I was a child. Like I literally draw every day for hours. It's just a part of who I am. And I learned to draw simply by drawing. And if I found something hard, I would just do my best to draw it anyway. And I would just keep drawing it until I felt I got better at it. And eventually, things that were once hard to you become really easy for you because you draw them and you tackle them and you practice them. So that's why I always tell you guys, don't ever avoid drawing things that you find hard, because the more you avoid stuff like that, the more you're gonna struggle, girl. You don't want to struggle. You want to be able to tackle the things that you find difficult so that you can keep improving and you can continue to draw all the things that you can envision in your mind. You want artistic freedom, and you can only obtain artistic freedom by tackling what you find hard and just practicing the most you can. Don't practice because you hate your art. Practice because you love to draw and you don't want to struggle and you want to have more fun by things being a little easier for you. And it'll get easier the more you practice. What inspired you to create Sacred? Is there any other manga/ideas from manga you plan on doing once Sacred is finished? So Darkened Ace, this was your question. What inspired Sacred was my love for mythology and folklore from around the world. And I grew up in a really superstitious and spiritual family. So a few of you have watched my video talking about what inspired a few of my characters, like Joseph from my series, because my family, we have spiritual healers who are from the motherland. And some of my family have been known to, according to people who have been there when these things happen, have brought stillborn children back to life through their abilities. And so this really inspired my story, learning about my own family, my own culture, our own folklore, mountains that are, I want to say, possessed by demons. We're not allowed to go to certain mountains in my homeland. And I learned that other countries have similar stories. So the more I learned about other cultures, the more my story was inspired and developed. And just people that I meet, my own family, how I love people, how I interact with people, psychology, philosophy, everything you can think of. Like the more I experience in my life, the more my story grows, the more it inspires my work. And yes, I do have other ideas and mangas for the future. Like I said earlier in the video, I have like 11 other stories, one of which is a horror story that will be coming out in the future years, And yeah, I am writing all the time. I am developing stories all the time. But Sacred, that's my baby. That's my first real story that I developed when I was much, much, much younger. And so that's the one that I want to tackle first. Let's see. Who else has great questions? Let's see. Do you do research for your series before writing it? Yes, I do research on everything. Their question continues by asking research on certain periods of time, architecture, social behavior. Yes. Do research before you write your story, especially if it's a period piece taking place in certain countries during certain eras. You do not want to write something and then like natives from that country or people who know about that era that you're writing about are going to read your story and be like, Girl, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know about my culture. So don't insult other people's cultures and don't embarrass yourself as a writer by writing about other cultures and doing no research. You need to do research before you write anything having to do with other cultures, other religions, and other time periods. Same goes for architecture. You don't want to draw architecture that didn't exist during certain time periods, because that's so bad. You know what I mean? If you're doing a speed punk type, speed punk, wait, that's not right. Steampunk, if you're doing like a steampunk type of story, that's different. You can mix up like goth stuff, with old-fashioned architecture. But if you're doing something that's supposed to be really accurate, do your research. I always do my research because the last thing you want is to insult anybody. You don't want that. You don't want that. Okay, let's see. What other questions do we have? Should there be a little bit of chapters in a manga, or should there be a certain amount of chapters in a manga? So Buzz Manga asked that question. I made a video discussing how many pages should be in a manga and how many chapters should be in a manga. And it all comes down to, it's really up to you as the writer. You need to know what's going to happen in your series before you begin drawing out any pages. So I always recommend that you write out at least 10 chapters before even drawing the first chapter. You need to write the first 10 chapters, really go over them, edit them, do what you have to, commit to what you've written, and then begin drawing it. And really think about how episodes of shows and anime are structured, and think about how, like, in like shows like Friends or whatnot, how they structure an episode, how they feed you information, like shows like Supernatural or Sailor Moon, they have a monster of the day type of theme where they defeat a monster and by the end of the episode they learn something new about their powers or about the villain or about their world. When you structure chapters, you need to know what the goal is, what you want the reader to learn, and that will help you find out or figure out where you want to end each chapter. But then when you end the volume, you need to find a really good spot to end it. It can't be open-ended. It can't feel like you just rushed the ending. It needs to end at a point that they'll want to continue to read the series and want to read the next volume. And they need to have a feeling of completion or a cliffhanger, something to make them feel like you didn't just end it because you ran out of paper, but that you ended it because you felt this was a good place to end it. You fed them enough information in this volume, and you'll feed them more information in the next volume. I definitely have a video on that. It is how to make manga part 1.5. You'll find it in my playlist on how to make manga. So I hope that you'll find that really, really useful. Okay, let's see. Who else has some good questions? Who is your fave character in your manga Sacred? That's so hard. I can't pick my favorite babies. Maybe Cesaro. No, but seriously, I have a lot of favorites. They're all my favorites for different reasons. I love my baby Cesaro. I love Shiko. I love Joseph. I love Skylar. I love Keiko. And a lot of readers don't understand when I tell them why I love Keiko while others love Keiko. Keiko's a bitch. Yes, she is. But I have so much to share about her in this series. I'm not going to say any more. Please do a wolf tutorial for my manga. A wolf tutorial. I do want to make a video talking about how to draw animals, so I'll definitely keep wolves in mind. I can't think of anything beyond a premise, some world buildings. What is that question? Someone responded to what I said earlier about how I've been writing Sacred for 10 years. This person, their screen name is Firesnake. They wrote, 10 years worth of Sacred? I don't even know if I'll make it that far with a story. I think that when you really love a story, you can't help but just keep working on it. Like my fiance's been working on his story for even longer. I think he's been working on his story for almost 2 decades, to be honest, because he's been working on it since he was in elementary school. These stories are our children. They are a part of who we are. We don't know how to go a day without thinking about our characters. So 10 years is nearly not enough, boo-boo. What's your favorite K-drama? It's so funny because my mom and I used to watch K-drama when I was in elementary school and when I was in junior high school, because in our old neighborhood, we had like all the Korean channels, and we had like a lot of East Asian people in our neighborhood. So we had like East Asian food, East Asian channels. So I don't even remember what the name of the shows were, but my mom and I were like addicted to a lot of K-dramas when I was a kid. Do you like any J-rock? I haven't listened to J-rock in so many years, but when I was younger, I used to listen to so much freaking J-rock. And right now, I am forgetting people's names. I am so sorry. I feel like there's pressure on me because it's live. But right now I can't remember the group. But I'll talk about that in the video for sure. And if I can remember it later in this video, I'll say it. How would you study dialogue between characters? This was Coffee Cat's question. When you are creating dialogue for characters, really the best thing that you can do is get into character. Pretend you are the character and have a conversation with another character, with yourself. So you're going to be going back and forth between yourself. If you're into acting, you might know the phrase or the term improv. When you are writing a script or creating very natural dialogue for your characters, improv is honestly like the best thing that you can possibly do. You have to get into character, really think about how your character is feeling, and really think about what they're saying, what they're experiencing. And if you're anything like me, you'll end up crying because the scene is so dramatic and you're so in character. The voice, everything, your movements, everything changes. And for a few moments, you forget that you're yourself and you believe you are that character. That's the best way to get dialogue. And if you have to, record yourself. If that makes you feel anxious and you can't act on camera, try your best to just remember what you were saying while you were doing improv and type it out as you go along. I highly recommend you doing that. That's the best way to come up with really good, just natural sounding dialogue. Let's see. Who else? Let's see. Can you do a tutorial on male and female anatomy? Did and done. Both of those tutorials are actually in my channel. They're a little older, but they're still really useful. So I hope that you'll find them super useful. Let's see. Pick me, I have a question. Where's your question, girl? Amaris Joseph, where's your question? I don't see it. Let's see. Who else? Oh no, I can't read that one. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, I'm quiet for a second. I'm trying to browse through these. There's a lot of comments, some in languages that I honestly cannot understand. Can you talk about your mangaka career? I have no clue what to do after high school, like if I should go to art school or not. That's a good question. So, mocha trash. Mocha trash? Well, why are you mocha trash, first of all? Second of all, talking about my career, right out of high school, that's when I took a little break before college. I don't recommend everyone doing that, but I wanted some time to write out my whole story and get it copywritten, and that's what I did. And my father was very upset at me. But once my paperwork came in from the Library of Congress, signed by an attorney, and the stamp of approval saying that my work was copywritten, my father looked at me and he was like, wow, you were actually really serious about getting your work published. And I'm like, Dad, that's what I've been saying all along. Like, I've been telling you all along that I wanted to get published. And so right out of high school, that's what I did. And it's a hard decision, honestly. A hard decision to make. It was the right decision for me. It's not the right decision for everybody. I don't recommend everyone doing that. Honestly, I recommend that if you really want to do this and you're debating what to do, I highly recommend you going to school. It doesn't even need to be an art school, but try to take some art electives. If you can take some art electives such as nude model drawing, intro to painting, intro to sculpting, intro to drawing, intro to design, and if you're lucky and they have a class on comic making, they call that graphic narrative in some schools. Again, graphic narrative is narrating a story through graphics or panels and drawings. These are really important classes that if you want to develop your skills as a storyteller and as a manga and comic artist, these are crucial skills, crucial classes, and I highly recommend that you take these classes if you go to school. Again, it does not need to be an art school. But if you go and study something else and major in something else, you can minor in art or just take art electives, and hopefully you'll get a lot out of them. Don't waste your time just breezing through classes and not like pushing yourself. Really push yourself and get the most out of the classes. Let's see, what else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Let's see. Jasmine Norke says, I'm here, my queen. God bless you, boo-boo. You are so cute. Some Miss Anime said, yes. My people, my people. Oh my God. And then Link the Lurk wrote, wisdom levels up. I can feel it pouring in. Oh my goodness. That is just too funny. Let's see what else can we find. Oh my goodness. I've kept you guys here for an hour. Thank you so much to everybody who's been watching for an hour. Oh my goodness. Who do you think we'll see again in Wano? I don't know what Wano is. I feel so bad. What is that? Please be my sensei. Shiny Evie, I'll be your sensei day in, day out, 24/7, boo-boo. It's all good. Let's see what other questions you people gave me. Let's see. If you had to make a family out of anime and manga characters, who would they be? One husband, one wife, and at least 3 kids. Can I have 2 husbands? No, I want a wife. Oh, no, I need a wife. Okay. If I had to pick a wife, it would be Nana O from the anime Nana. You know, not Slutty Nana. I mean Rocker Nana, because she is bae. Honestly, she is so sexy. I love Nana. She is so good. My husband. Now that's where it gets a little hard for me personally. It's a little difficult because I want 2 husbands. I want Armin from Attack on Titan, and I want Yurio from Yuri on Ice. They have the exact same haircut. They are so precious. They are my babies. So that's my wife. Those are my husbands. My children. Well, honestly, Haru from Free, I'm completely convinced he has like autism. Like when you watch him, I think he's a little autistic. He needs love. He needs protection. I want to protect him. So Haru is my child. And so far that's what I could think of right now as my little children. But oh my goodness. Can I also have Victor and Japanese Yuri from Yuri on Ice as my children? My family is so cute. I love my family. They are so precious. Could you do a video on how to draw fragile people? Yes, I will do that for you. Blacklight Hurricane said, notice me, senpai. Boo-boo, I notice you. I notice you. Who else? What do you think of Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust? Girl, that is one of the most beautiful things you will ever watch. If you have not watched Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, do not let the name fool you. It is fabulous. And fun fact, it is one of the only anime that I could think of right now that the dub is Japanese and the original track is English. What? Yes. Do you speak Russian? I can't speak German, but I can if you like. No, I know. I don't know any Russian, but that would be a really cool language to learn. Can you make a video on page layout? I made 2 videos on page layout actually. I hope you'll enjoy them. Is it very important to preserve your art? By preservation, do you literally mean preserving it? And if so, yes. Keep everything in archival safe plastics. Make sure all your materials are acid free and archival safe, because you do not want your drawings to turn yellow in 10 years. You want them to be pristine and beautiful. Let's see. Do you like The Walking Dead? I used to love The Walking Dead. I really was freaking passionate as hell about The Walking Dead. Daryl will forever be one of my favorite characters of all time, but these past seasons, I had to stop watching last season. I'm sorry. I didn't like where the story was going. I felt like the closer they get to the source material in the comics, the less awesome it became, and it became predictable, and a lot of people are going to hate me for saying this. But I will always love The Walking Dead. I'm sorry, that barn scene with Sophia, I was hysterical crying. If you haven't watched The Walking Dead, you need to watch the first few seasons. It is bae. It is everything. Like, I was living for that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Who else? Who else asked some good questions? Oh my god, there are so many. But I've already kept you here for over an hour. And I feel so bad. Do you listen to K-pop? Absolutely. I listen to K-pop. I listen to Celtic music. I listen to really, really, really ratchet music. It all depends on what I'm doing, but when I work on Sacred, because there's questions asking me what do I listen to while I work, and while I create Sacred, I listen to a lot of Celtic music, a lot of, have you ever heard of the group Apocalyptica? They're a metal band that play cellos. I listen to a lot of them. I listen to a lot of Nightwish, Theater of Tragedy, a lot of metal. They're like Nordic metal, you know, symphonic metal. That's why I listen to a lot, boo-boo. Oh my goodness, what? So guys, I have been here for an hour, and I had so much fun talking to you guys for an hour and 5 minutes. I'm gonna do my best to save this video. I hope that this will allow me to save everything, and let me click a couple things here. Okay, so it seems that I am going to do my very best to be able to save this video so that you guys can watch it in the future. I had so much fun with you guys. Please let me know under my other videos or under this video if you want me to do some more live streams. Oh my god, you guys are like saying, no, don't leave. I love you guys so much. You are my precious YouTube babies. You have no idea how much I love you guys and how much I have so much fun sharing videos with you all. God bless you all. If you want me to do more of these, tell me in the future. I hope I can be painting and drawing on camera. And again, I will do my best to save this video so that you guys can go back to it and watch all the madness. It would have been so fun if you could also see the comments, because we got so many great comments. I love you guys. Please take care. God bless. And do not be afraid to nerd out. My precious YouTube babies. Mushroom Mama loves you. Mwah. Bye, guys.